Hi, I'm Alexander Meyer, and this is the first video in a new series that I'm going to be doing called the Independent Living Journal. It's a video journal in which I'll be sharing thoughts, experiences, tools, and lessons that I've learned in my time being an entrepreneur. So, new to this whole video thing, but as I'll touch on later, it's something that I really want to start doing regularly. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. I would like to start my video series by talking about the Meyer family motto, and that is
Endeavor to persevere.
it is a phrase or a line from the movie The Outlaw Josie Wales. I don't honestly know whether or not my family appropriated it from that movie or whether it was something that was in existence prior to it, but ultimately that's of little consequence. What I want to talk about is what it means to me, both past, present, and future. So the the way I would define it is to work hard to achieve something, even in the face of difficulty or with little or no prospect of success. Now, on the surface, this doesn't sound like the most motivational motto, and growing up hearing it all the time in my family, I started to sort of resent it as an admission that I was relegated to a life of struggle. So, coming from a family with a strong independent spirit, I know that that drive can be a blessing or a curse. And unfortunately, at times, this motto has felt a little bit more like a curse. But it's not anymore, and I'm going to tell you why that is. But in order for you to understand a little bit more, let me fill you in on a little bit of my own story. So, I've been a full time entrepreneur on and off since about 2006. I've been a single dad since 2007, and I've started four design companies, one of which I just launched called, I forgot the name of my own design studio. It's called Invisible Hand Design. I've started five online businesses. I've tried a number of gigs, including driving for Lyft and Uber. Funny story that ended abruptly on New Year's Eve of 2018, last year, when a woman threw up all over the inside of my car and, ruined my night and therefore ruined my interest in continuing to drive people around. I also sort of dabbled in turning a hobby into, or I should say, dabbled in monetizing a hobby of mine, which is buying, fixing, and selling broken watches. Um, hasn't been the most lucrative thing, and probably will just stay a hobby for now. Also, if you know who I am and what I do, you will also be very much aware that I've been in the process of opening a craft brewery in Orange County for about the last 3 years. So, having tried my hand at entrepreneurship over the course of 13 years, during that time, unfortunately, I have not tasted that much success. Um, I haven't achieved the personal or financial freedom yet, but I'm endeavoring to persevere. I'm pushing forward, even though I'm reaching enormous difficulty along the way, and there is little to no prospect of success. Um, the height of my entrepreneurial success was probably around late 2007, early 2008, when I was making, a good $80,000 a year doing freelance design. By 2016, I was making almost 90,000 a year, and I was the art director in-house for a company called iMedia and was doing freelance on the side. So, it hasn't always been a struggle. But during that time, I always had the pull to do something big, to do something life changing, and to be my own boss. That's ingrained in me, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get it out. So, uh, you know, uh, I've just got to work with that innate core nature of mine. So 2017, I decided to go full time to pursue my dream of building this brewery. I spent that year um, developing our recipes and building our brand awareness. And then in 2018, we took our first beer to market called A is A English Style Double IPA, which is delicious, by the way, if you get a chance to try it. And our whole intention with that was to bring our product to market, to show proof points and sales to investors so that they can see that we have a product that people love and a company that's investable. Well, we did that for about a year and unfortunately have not raised the capital needed to open our doors yet. And that made 2018 an extremely difficult year for me. In fact, it's been, I would say, the hardest professional year I have had. And not simply because I, you know, was making 1/3 the amount of income that I was in 2016, mainly because the brewery as a startup wasn't paying me, and so I had to just squeeze in freelance where I could. But the real difficulty came from certain decisions I made and hard lessons I had to learn. And uh, so coming into 2019, I took some time to reflect over the holidays and determine where my challenges were, where my failures were, and what I needed to change because I knew what I was doing wasn't working. So here are the top 4 lessons that I pulled out of my time reflecting on 2018 and all the struggles I had, and would like to share them with you. So hopefully that you can take them, internalize them, and not make the same mistakes. The first and foremost lesson that I want to communicate to you is that you've just got to be prepared to eat shit. Well, I get this saying from Gary Vee. He says, eat shit for 36 months so you can eat caviar for the rest of your life. He didn't really pull that 36-month figure out of his ass. 36 months statistically is the amount of time it takes for a new business owner, an entrepreneur, solopreneur to start to see the fruits of their labor, to see, success in all the hard work that they've been putting into it. 36 months, that's a long time. I kind of jokingly refer to this as the startup winter. And like anytime, like winter back in the old days, you had to prepare for it. Well, this is not something I was fully prepared for. I was mentally prepared, I had the motivation, but I didn't have my stores in place to be able to weather this winter without, having to gnaw on my own leg a little bit to survive. So if you're looking at jumping from your side gig to or I should say turning your side gig into a full-time gig, or you want to jump in wholeheartedly with a new product idea, I highly recommend getting as far as you can while working a full-time job first. And at the point where you're able to make enough money to live off of, that's the point where you can step across to your new venture and start to build from there, as opposed to taking a giant leap of faith. The other would be, and it's related to having a job or having prior success, if you want to jump in wholeheartedly, I highly recommend having some savings, having at least 6 months, probably more. I didn't have this. I went in head first, and it was a struggle. It was absolutely a struggle. So the second lesson that I learned is that I needed to guard my balance like my life depended on it, because it could. And by that I mean taking care of the things in life that are most important. And first and foremost is your body. If you don't have your body, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. So eat healthy, stay active, and if you have a strong body, you'll have a strong mind, you'll stay productive. Otherwise, everything goes to hell in a handbasket very quickly. I unfortunately made a lot of excuses. I made a lot of compromises. I thought that the situation was only temporary. That wouldn't take very long to get funded, and as that dragged on, these compromises I made became habits, and I wasn't working out regularly. I kept saying, when we get funded, I'll get a gym membership. Well, you know what? It wasn't happening, and I was withering away. So I had to just take matters into my own hands. I still don't have a gym membership. You know what I have? Rubber bands. But you know what? It does the job. Uh, Secondly, and I'd say equally importantly to taking care of your body, is taking care of your relationships. Again, another hard lesson I learned. I neglected relationships in my life. I didn't give them the attention that they deserved, and it created an environment at home slash my office that wasn't always comfortable and wasn't hard for me to be able to create the balanced environment that I need to be both productive and to also recharge. And so going into 2019, I'm putting a lot more effort into ensuring that my girlfriend and my daughter get the time, attention, and love and care that they deserve. And I implore you, do the same. I should mention the result of neglecting these key components in my life led to me being very tired. I had diminished focus and productivity. Obviously, my relationships were strained, and it made for some depressing times. And it's something that I would say it's a game killer. If you are not happy in your own skin, you're not happy in your environment, you can't manifest your dreams. The third point is you can't do this alone. I certainly can't do this alone. I would imagine you can't do this alone. I really don't think anybody can. I'm reminded of Aristotle, who I am a big fan of, and he said that the man who is content to live alone is either a beast or a god. Well, I'm just a mortal human being, and I need social interactions, as we all do. And if you're going to become a hermit, that's going to have a severe impact on your ability to accomplish your goals. So I would break down this lesson into three components. One is friends. For instance, there are a few of my really closest friends over the course of 2018 that I only saw maybe 4 times. I really missed them. I missed that camaraderie. And now making an effort again to see them regularly, I'm reminded of just how much it re-energizes me, how much I value who they are and what they provide and what we can do for one another. And I find that, after a couple hours of spending good quality time with my friends, I can get back to work and be way more productive. And I'm in a better mindset. Second is finding networking groups, finding people that are in a similar situation that you are. Again, this isn't something that I really did. I was holed up on my desk in front of my computer all day trying to, whittle away and formulate this dream, and I wasn't connecting with the outside world as much as I should have. So I've made an effort now to get connected with entrepreneur groups and networking organizations. I would recommend, you can find things on Facebook and LinkedIn. They're all over the place. Another good resource is to find shared workspaces where you can either go to their events and network, or obviously being a shared workspace, you can get yourself a desk there and be surrounded by other people that are in the same boat you are. So, highly recommend you look into that. And then the third facet of not being alone, not going it alone, is online communities. While they aren't as you know tangible, obviously, as face-to-face interactions, you still can get a lot of value out of them. Again, you can find groups on Facebook and LinkedIn to get joined in with. But one of the things that I tried to do in pursuance of solving this problem myself is, because I'm a doer and a maker, I decided to start my own community for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, makers, creators, everybody who's out there trying to create an independent lifestyle for themselves. And I would actually like to invite you, if you are one of these people, to come and join us on this brand new platform. I've built it on Discord, which is a community building app that you can get both on your computer and on your phone. The community is called the Agora, which is named after the concept that we have for the brewery tasting room, which is going to be very much interactive and about bringing people together over shared values and shared interests, where you can manifest and where you can share ideas. And so I wanted to, since we don't have the physical Agora yet, I wanted to create an online place for us to all get together and support one another. So you can find the link below. I really look forward to seeing you there. Please go download Discord and join us, and let's help each other out. And then the fourth and final lesson that I learned is what I'm doing right now, putting myself out there. I've never really tried doing video before. Wait, scratch that. I have. I've recorded quite a few videos over the last couple of years, but I was never really confident in how they turned out. This idea, the Independent Living Journal, has been kicking around in my head for probably more than 4 years, and now I'm finally doing it because I've realized that I really need to be a beacon to attract the people and the connections and the resources that I want. And being a beacon, I also want to offer value, not just take it. So it's a give and a take. And so I'm going to be starting to do more videos like this, where I share my experiences, doing a podcast with one of my best friends, Zach, which you probably see on this YouTube channel if you're on YouTube. And it's called the Panorambling Podcast. We get together and just have great conversations, go down rabbit holes, and we record it with a 360-degree camera in some of the most beautiful locations in Orange County. So those are a couple things I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to be doing some more blogs. I'm going to begrudgingly get more engaged in Facebook, even though I don't like the platform. I know that's where a lot of you are. That's what I've got to do. So yeah, and part of putting yourself out there is not being afraid to shamelessly promote yourself. So that's what I'm going to do now. Shameless promotion number 1. Come join us on the Agora on Discord. Shameless promotion number 2. If you need any brand development, graphic design services, web or app development, please reach out. That's what I do. That's where my main skill set lies. I don't just brew great beer. I love to create all sorts of things, and I would love to create some great things for you. So the way to contact me for that is down below. It's Invisible Hand Design, Alexander@invisiblehanddesign.com. And then last shameless self-promotion is, please like and subscribe this video, share it too with your fellow entrepreneurs, and then let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your experiences of your struggles, the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur. And if there's any questions you have for me that you would like help with as far as entrepreneurship or design or anything I might be able to help with, please let me know. I'd love to make a video out of it, or just, you know, uh, email back and forth and help you with whatever you need. Oh, looks like the trash man's here. Probably should wrap it up. Well, thank you for joining me on the very first Independent Living Journal. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and remember, endeavor to persevere. Cheers.